While there are plenty of reasons that Newberg is a great place to live, the truth is that this town is not for everyone. Today I'm sharing 7 reasons why Newberg might not be a place you want to live, so keep watching. A lot of people have questions about Newberg, what it's like living here, and are always asking me questions about home prices here, or what Newberg's like, and different things like that. So if you're curious about what it's like living in Newberg, or maybe one of the surrounding towns like Sherwood or Minville, Beaverton, Tigard, one of those places might be better, reach out to me. Call, text, email, doesn't matter. I'm always answering questions. I love answering people's questions and helping them find the right home in the right area. Also, I'm always coming out with new videos about the market, about Newberg, what it's like living here. So to make sure you're not missing those videos when they come out, click the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you're notified when those new videos come out. So today I am talking about 7 reasons why you might not want to live in Newberg. Now, there's not any right or wrong reasons. These are just the facts, and some may be good for some people. Some people may not find these compelling at all. So these are just my thoughts, my about decade experience of living here, and this is what I'm sharing with you. So the number one reason people mention that they don't like living in Newberg, really this is kind of like a general Western Oregon thing, is the weather and the rain. Now the summers are great. I'll give Newberg that. From June usually until like September, maybe October, depending on the year, weather's really amazing. But from November to February, you can count on cold rain. Now, it doesn't freeze a lot. Now, people see, oh, well, the temperatures aren't that bad. It's usually not below the 30s. I can handle some rain. Oh, what you may not be aware of if you're from a drier climate is that it's a wet cold. Now, if you don't really know what that means, basically, it's a cold that chills you to your bones. So it doesn't need to be 0 degrees to feel like really cold. So you may have a lot of layers on, but you still get really cold. So you just have to be prepared for that. And from March to May and sometimes June, you usually expect spring. But in Oregon, spring usually has a lot of false starts. So it'll seem like it's about to get warm. There's some nice sunny days. Then it'll get cold and rainy again. So you just have to be prepared for that. Don't get your hopes up for what I call the February fake out. That said, if you're someone who loves warm weather and can't handle cold rain, or you need snow, Newberg probably is not the right place for you. The second reason that Newberg might not be a good fit for you is if you're someone who loves nightlife. Now, I'm a parent of 2 small kids, so for me, nightlife means waking up to crying children. But if you're the kind of person who loves going out and partying on the town, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of luck in Newberg, and it might not be the right fit for you. Number 3 is kind of like number 2 in the fact that Newberg is a small town. So if you're the kind of person who likes being in a big city, you need access to the airport a lot, you love big shopping centers, you love all these different entertainment possibilities like Portland might have, Newberg isn't going to be a great fit. There are things to do here, but it's different than you'd find in a big city. Number 4 is the schools. Now, there's been a lot of news, a lot of controversy about the schools. Now, personally, I think a lot of the news has blown things out of proportion. There were several things taken out of context. Even myself personally, I've come to realize that a lot of what the news said, a lot of what actually happened is very different. There's a lot of improvement happening in the Newberg schools, but as of today, there's still a lot of room for growth. So that said, if you're coming to a town and you want to have the top-notch schools and you want specifically to be in public schools, Newberg might not be the best fit, at least right now. There are some great private school options, but not everyone wants to go that route. Number 5 is the politics. If you lean really far to the left of the political spectrum or to the right, you're probably not going to like Newberg because Newberg is fairly split 50-50. If you want to be around people who share your same ideologies and opinions and don't really have a patience for someone who thinks differently than you, Newberg might not be a good option. There's far more rural towns that typically think more right-leaning, and then there's places closer to Portland or Portland itself that is much more left-leaning. So if that's you, you're one way or the other, Newberg might not be a good fit. Now, what I will say for Newberg, what I think Newberg has going for it is that there's been a lot of efforts, especially because of this division between the political spectrums. There's been a lot of work for people to come together. We kind of have to, or else our town would have just fallen apart. So there's organizations like United as Neighbors, the Civility Project, conversation groups. These are all projects and organizations that are bringing people together to have hard conversations with people who disagree with them. And not for everyone. Some people really just want to be kind of in their own political lane, and they don't really want to have conversations with people who think differently because it's hard. If that's you, Newberg might not be a good fit. Number 6 is diversity. Unfortunately, Newberg is about 75% white. Not that I don't like white people, but there's not a broad range of diversity from an ethical standpoint. Now, there's about 15% of a Hispanic population, and the city has done a good job of having things in bilingual formats so that people who speak Spanish can also be really involved. But if you're someone who's looking for a really diverse cultural or ethnic background in a town, you're not going to find it in Newberg. I hope that changes for the future. Personally, I'd love to see a lot more diversity here, but right now, that's just kind of how it is. Home prices. I couldn't have a real estate channel talking about Newberg without mentioning home prices. The median home price in March of 2023 was right around that $480,000 mark, and that was the sold price. So, if you're looking for a home that's cheap and you're not really sensitive to location, you might find better luck other parts of the country. There's places where you can get a really decent home for $300,000. Here in Newberg, you're not really going to be able to find a home for less than $400,000. And if you're needing a spacious 4-bedroom home that's got room for kids and that's got a nice yard, you're probably looking at least $600,000. And that could be really tough because the median wage around here is in the mid $70,000 range. So having to buy a home that's many multiples of the median wage is really tough for a lot of people. Well, those are the reasons why Newberg might not be a good fit. Now, again, just as a disclaimer, I personally love this town. I live here. I plan on living here for the rest of my life. But again, I know it's not for everyone. So if you're on the fence, you think maybe Newberg is a good spot, or maybe there's another spot around here you're considering, reach out to me and let me know, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Also, we've got plenty of other videos. I did a full tour of Newberg. You might enjoy watching that. But check out the channel and let me know what you think. So what do you think? Do you think Newberg is a place that you could live? Are there other reasons that you can think of as a resident that you would add to this? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. So go ahead and check out our channel and see what other videos we have there. And I'll catch you in the next video.